One of the most common ways that we lie to ourselves and that our brain resists change is by convincing us that we're confused. That is one of the favorite and one of the most effective tools of the brain, more specifically the ego, to resist change and to persuade us, cajole us, corral us, coerce us into sabotaging behaviors like procrastination, delay, distraction, suppression, repression, escapism, and so on and so forth. When I talk to people who I'm giving advice to, whether it's a friend or an actual paying client, and I deal primarily with entrepreneurs and business owners when it comes to being paid for my advice or my time. After hundreds and hundreds of one-on-one and group coaching calls over the past 10 plus years, you start to develop a pattern recognition, right? It's like if you play a game for any length of time, you start to develop meta pattern recognition, right? You just can kind of see where this is going. And I've started to develop, or I have developed and continue to develop this pattern recognition of, you can tell me all the specific little descriptors, but I see what it's really a mask for. And again, one of the most common delusions that we fall victim to, that we allow ourselves to be entrapped in, is this lie, I'm confused. Meaning, I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to do it. I'm not sure where to start. Right? Like I hear that all the time. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm not sure I know where to start. I don't know how to start, etc. And as corny as it sounds, I'll ask people, gun to your head right now, gun to your head. If in the next 60 minutes you don't make progress on this, you get your brains blown out and turn into a Pollock painting on the wall behind you, what do you do? Because, part of my job as an advisor and as a coach is to get in people's faces, call them out to call them up, right? And I know, pattern interrupt, right? And it is amazing how fast people figure out answers such as, well, I guess I could Google how to start fill in the blank and what they're procrastinating on. I guess I could search some YouTube videos. I guess I could go search in iTunes for a podcast that talks about the topic. I guess I could pick up the phone and call 10 people to pitch the product, whatever, right? I guess I could go door knock 10 businesses, right? Just walk into 10 different businesses and offer my services. I guess I could go buy a course and just follow it step by step. It is delicious. It is disgusting and delicious that in this day and age, with the overabundance of information available to us and the ease with which it is available to us, the internet, in our hand, the phone, laptop, right? With all this abundance of information and ease of access to information, we still pretend to be confused and not know where to start, not sure how to begin, not know how to do it right, etc., etc. Astounding. Dumbfounding. This is a perfect example of what the Greeks talk about when they say tragedy and comedy are two sides of the same coin. And comedy is just tragedy multiplied by time. Because you can look at somebody, and I've been there myself before. This is why I'm so good at cutting through the bullshit with people. Because as I tell my people, I've worn almost every mask that a man can wear, and I've told almost every lie to others and myself that a man can tell. So you can't lie to me. And the reason why you can't lie to me is not because I'm smart or genius, but because I've worn about every mask that a man can wear and told about every lie that a man can tell to himself and others. I am intimately aware of my ego and all the different tricks it continues to play on me. Has and continues and will try to continue to play on me, right? So anything I'm saying right here, right now, is not a judgment of you. It's not a condemnation of you. It is my attempt to bring you to a conviction of yourself in such a way that it's a catalyst for you to take action, for you to stop bullshitting yourself that you don't know where to begin, you don't know how to start. Because look at the last 6 months of your life. Anytime you've genuinely, truly been motivated about something, probably related to things that you consider fun, vices, getting with girls, getting with guys, dating, social stuff, politics, you have absolutely no resistance to figuring out how to start, how to do research, how to find information. You are a master web detective, ain't you? But the second it comes to doing something where there's emotional resistance that taps, because it's tapping into your limiting beliefs and your subconscious scripts that are there and designed to sabotage you into repeating the past. Because if you repeat the past, then you're most likely, that's how your brain thinks you're most likely to survive the future. And the job of your brain is to make sure that you survive for as long as possible and procreate, right? So I just did a video yesterday that talks specifically about that, called Wired. You are wired to win. So go watch that one if you want to know more about that. But it's amazing how when something in any way presses up against where our subconscious scripts are at that are designed to sabotage us, suddenly we're confused. Suddenly we don't know how to do things. Suddenly we don't know where to start. I have a friend, very close friend. He can research and figure out anything about video games and computers and technology like this. Walking wunderkinder when it comes to tech. But when it comes to working out, lifting and building his body, constantly talks about needing to put on muscle so girls like him more. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to work out. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to begin. Dog, if you put in the same effort on YouTube and Google to research a workout program, are you kidding me? Fitness programs are coming out of our ears. Pick one, stick with it, do it. They're coming out of our ears, but he's pretending to be confused. But no resistance to being a master gamer. Why? Master gamer for fun has nothing to do with changing his life, because those are his life habits. So as long as he keeps repeating the past 15 years for 15 more years, his brain thinks this is how he's going to survive. He's winning at life. Wired to win. However, if he were to put on 10, 15, 20 pounds of muscle, that would be so much intense, insane, dramatic change in his life based upon his homeostasis and his current baseline. And change, played out to its ultimate worst case scenario, if it were to happen, always ends in death. That's always the worst case scenario of change, or different to the brain, to the limbic brain. So it's going to do everything it can to keep you from doing the things that you need to do in order to accomplish the goals that you say you want to accomplish. Brain doesn't care about your feelings, it cares about your survival, the limbic brain. So, be aware that if you ever say, I don't know where to start, I don't know where to begin, I don't know how to do it, I'm not sure, blah, blah, blah. These are all variations of I'm confused. And a confused mind will always say no and retreat. So, if in this day and age you're using any of the excuses that I just repeatedly listed out over and over and over again, this is your brain playing one of its best tricks on you to keep you stuck in the same loop, because you survived this loop forever up until now. So this is according to your brain, how it thinks, this is how you're going to survive. But it's impossible to be confused now unless you just accept being confused because of the ease and the abundance of information and the ease of access to it. It's right there. Again, you easily research to the umpteenth degree in detail the backstory on a character in a TV show, or the backstory on a conspiracy theory related to somebody who's a public persona. And you can tell me every conspiracy theory on earth and all the different vignettes and interweaving correlations to other conspiracy theories and politicians and leaders and people. You can tell me the backstory on every football player on the motherfucking football team. But you don't know how to start a Google ad campaign. You don't know how to start putting up a website. You don't know how to make how to start a sales program. Gun to your head. Trust me, you figure it out real quick. Because now suddenly the pain of not changing, death, getting your brain turned into a painting on the wall, is bigger than the pain of changing. You dig? This is why the accountability group that I run for a few of my core guys is so effective, because you get negative leverage on yourself. And I don't give a fuck what any of your little, just love yourself, feel your feelings favorite little love yourself guru wants to tell you. Fuck them and the love yourself horse that they rode in on. You need both. You need positive and negative reinforcement. Because especially in the beginning, negative reinforcement works a hell of a lot more powerfully and effectively. Which is why in our accountability group, if you miss on anything you said you were going to do that week, and you got to prove that you did it with receipts, photos. If you miss, you got to pay a cash penalty. And so the penalty, the negative consequence of losing money is now a worse pain than the pain of making a change. You dig? And so guys are doing the work. They're doing the thing they said they were going to do. Now, as soon as you do the work for the while, and that now transforms your self-identity, and you start getting results with it, and that's your new baseline, suddenly no more emotional resistance. And your little ego says, dog, I was your best friend. I always believed in you. I totally knew you had this in the bag. What, me? I would never stand in your way. I'm your best friend. You smoking what I'm rolling today? You're not confused. Our ego is designed to trick us constantly and lie to us constantly with very seductive little lullabies that get us to distract, derail, and delay from making any change so that we will continue to repeat the past because we've survived 100% of the past. And if we keep repeating it in the future, our brain thinks that's the most effective and predictable way we are to survive. So let that sink in and understand. Okay? All right. See you in the next video.